Hi, I'm Norman Liss, and the name of the program is The Way to Go. I invite you to join me each week at this time as we explore places to go and things to do. I'm going to talk today about a treat that I have found very special. I discovered a few years ago, and maybe it's not as well known as it should be. It's the Village Light Opera Group, which performs twice a year at the Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan. My guest today, I'm happy to say, Ronald Noll, who is the musical director of the Village Light Opera Company, and Sara-Ann Noll, who's his wife, and will be starring in the current production, which is The Merry Widow. And I welcome you both here today.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here because I've seen you both as a member of the audience, and now we're sitting here and talking about it. And I find VLOG as Village Light Opera Company, what is it? Company, guild,
group,
limited.
Group limited.
I'm so used to calling it VLOG. I found it
Everybody does.
exceptional. I found it exceptional. What is it that makes it so special?
Well, I think it's because the Village Light Opera Group is an amateur group in the truest sense of the word, in that it's done for the sheer love and enjoyment of it. And everybody comes together for one reason only. That's to have fun and make beautiful music together.
But you say it's an amateur group. It's not an amateur
No,
group
it's
from the audience's viewpoint.
In the pure sense of the word amateur, which means...
For love. Amor.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, but from my perspective, from the audience perspective, the productions are so lavish. The company is so big. You have 50 or more people up on the stage. Beautiful costumes, beautiful music, full orchestra conducted by you, and great voices. And amateur says, it's a bunch of Mickey Rooney's getting together. Let's make a show. But these may be people who love the show, but to perform. But the performances are not amateur.
What she's saying is that the people that come there come because of the love of wanting to do, and the only difference is that they don't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So the word amateur, in our sense, means to not get paid as opposed to professional, who does get paid. And with the exception of the two directors and the orchestra, the entire group does perform without any fee, without any payment.
But you are both professionals, and you both do other things in a professional sense. I know
right.
you both have separate careers, and your daughter is also
Yes, thank you.
does very, very well.
Yes.
And yet you perform with this group. Why?
Because we love it. We love the group. This is almost like extended family for us. Has been, and I think when you're involved in it, you feel that way. We raised our children together. We met there.
And you were not the first and not the last
No,
who
I
met
think
there.
No, we're met in marriage. We're number 25 in the group. And right now that number, I think, is up to around 60, 61.
Yeah, we
people that have met in the group and gotten married. So it's a marriage bureau also.
Yeah, well, we're not selling that. But it is. It's that joy, and there's an intangible feeling, I think, that you sense when you're in the audience, because I've seen a lot of the productions from the front of the house as well as being on stage. But there's a joy and enthusiasm that's there that you don't see in sometimes professional theater, because there's so much love in it, in what they're doing, and they love being together and doing what they're doing. And of course, they've been involved in all of it, or we have been involved in all of it, from the making of the costumes. We don't have a professional costume designer or professional set designers, but these are wannabe professionals and in training people. And so right now my basement's filled with can ruffles that I've been working on for weeks, and we all it's almost like an old-fashioned sewing circle. People will come and bring threads and needles and machines. So when we have rehearsals, there's a group behind somewhere, a corner, just sewing on costumes and sewing on buttons.
Let's talk about the Merry Widow, what you're doing, and it was done in 1975, and
That's right.
It's now being done again, and of course you're playing the title role.
Yes.
And it's great. It's in April, right? It's in April, and how many performances are there?
We're doing 6.
6 performances.
Starting on April 23.
Now, we don't have any scenes at this point, but of the present production, we do have some from previous ones, and perhaps we should take a look at some of those and get an idea of all the productions do differ, don't they?
Yes,
Oh, yes,
very
totally.
much so, because you have a different designer, and of course, different folks, different characters.
But
They're always different.
Yeah, what I want to show in this particular set of pictures is some feeling of the lavishness of the costumes. They may differ because you have different people doing it, but it's a lavish production. This isn't just something that's put together. When you talk about sewing, and when I've been up in the loft where the scenery is constructed and painted,
okay.
Yes.
it's amazing. It's incredible. What is this scene that we have here now?
I believe that's the widow's entrance.
The entrance of the widow.
When she first comes to the embassy ball. Meet all the gentlemen, yes.
Merry Widow is, of course, the great thing that made Franz Lehar, wasn't it?
It's his main opus, written in 1905, and from the day of its writing till the present, probably, except for Die Fledermaus, the most famous operetta ever written, coming out of Austria, the Hungarian-Austria area. And Franz Lehar had written many different operettas, all very famous in Europe, but in this country, it's The Merry Widow.
And some of the music from it, what are some of the familiar things that are
Well, probably the most famous is obviously what people call the Merry Widow Waltz.
not called that?
Well, you see, there are many, many translations, and every translation has its own set of words. So we have done a version where it was always known as Love Unspoken. I've done one where it was called I Love You. Another strings are playing. So you just say carefully, play the Merry Widow Waltz, and everybody knows what that is.
And the scene that we have up now is that
That's
This is
one of my favorites.
has the other famous song.
That's Vilja.
oh yes, and I'm not going to ask you to
Which-
sing it here because we didn't. And that too is great. And
It's absolutely lush, and I think that's one of the most gorgeous things about Lehar's music, especially this one, which made it so much different from any other operetta that had come before, or even since then, is the passion and there's almost an eroticism in the melody, and if you listen to the orchestration, when you come and hear the orchestra, it's different orchestration than it had ever come before that. and
Very lush, very romantic.
very romantic, and the relationships between the characters were more evolved, and they were actually underlying sexy. There's a great deal of eroticism between the characters, and much lushness and beauty in the music, and it's because they can't say what they're really thinking or feeling, so the music does that for them. In fact, one part of it is unspoken. It's all the things that are unspoken between people. But if you listen to the music, it says exactly what's happening and what they're feeling in the music.
You can
and it's
see
the first time this was ever really done.
You can see why
out there.
Lehar has been famous and popular. Everybody loves the music. When they hear it, they go, "Oh, I didn't know that was from the Merry Widow." That kind of thing.
We'll come back to the Merry Widow later in the discussion, but I want to talk about the Village Light Opera Company. It started as a Gilbert and Sullivan only company, didn't
That's
it?
right.
But today you alternate one Gilbert and Sullivan and one light opera or Broadway type of show. Is that what?
Or
Well, that's,
Lodge,
that's basically it. We do Gilbert and Sullivan in the fall because you can do it on a shorter rehearsal span.
Why is that?
It usually is one set or two.
Uh-huh.
It's not as many characters, and there's a lot of chorus. But because everybody knows Gilbert and Sullivan, you can teach it to them faster because there's a background knowledge of it. When you're doing an operetta or a musical, it's usually not available on a recording, or people don't know what it's all about, so it takes longer. Or the kind of writing is such that it's more convoluted or complex, so it takes more rehearsal time to get to the same ending. So we always have a longer time period in the spring, so we do what we think is a bigger show. Not bigger in the sense of production, but because it's more complex or more scenes.
I'm very impressed with the quality of the entire production, but also the voices of the principals. And
well, we try hard to find them.
And we do have some video which was provided to us, and maybe we'll take a look at some of that now. But the interesting thing about this is Harry Crossfield, is it, singing...
that from Countess Maritza.
Countess
yes.
Maritza singing Play Gypsy.
Yes, he's going to be singing Danilo. He's my Danilo.
Oh, he will be singing
Yes.
there? Oh, isn't that
Yes.
great? And I've seen him in many productions, and I think...
Wonderful tenor.
Wonderful tenor.
And this is, he's a baritone now.
Yes, but he's still a tenor.
Yes, he is.
But he's a better baritone than lots of baritones, in addition.
But he's a wonderful European operetta singer. He's very charming, very handsome.
We'll talk some more about him after we see this.
I too was once a wealthy childish cavalier, with gypsies to amuse me like the Countess here. My heart untouched by other people's troubles, viewing life through champagne bubbles like the Countess here. Today your eyes flash proudly as you sip your wine. The wine you drink tomorrow may not taste so fine. The tune the violin strikes up tomorrow may become a song of sorrow.
That great excerpt from Countess Maritza has an interesting parallel with the Merry Widow. And what is that parallel? How does that work?
This work was written by Emmerich Kallmann in around 1926, and he was a disciple of Franz Lehar. And when you examine the storyline of Countess Maritza, you will find that it is right down the line, a parallel of the storyline of the Merry Widow. Same type of nobility, same type of people, everything. In fact, even the individual scenes are carbon copies of each other. Very interesting.
Now, that, of course, is light opera, as Merry Widow is.
That's right.
And you do other things in the Gilbert and Sullivan sense. Now, what's coming up in Gilbert and Sullivan in the fall?
In the fall, they're going to do a little-known Gilbert and Sullivan. Last time we did it was 1971. It's going to be The Sorcerer. It's one of the earlier Gilbert and Sullivan pieces, written just after HMS Pinafore. And we still don't know what. We may do a second show with it, meaning a one-actor like Cox and Box, which is an early Sullivan show, or maybe Trial by Jury, or maybe just The Sorcerer by itself.
How does the group determine what the productions are going to be?
Oh, for many years, when it was organized by a woman named Mrs. Hinckley, she picked, and that was it. Then, for a long time, I said, well, I want to do this. Or we tried to do it in the canon, in the form, Well, now it's time for this show. Gilbert and Sullivan wrote 14 shows, of which 13 are known. The fourth one disappeared, the 14th, Thespis. Then they developed a committee. Now the committee examines this very carefully, and so sometimes we get committee happy, but we don't really quite know how they get to pick the next show. If a show has not enough for women, then we make sure the next show has more for women, that kind of thing.
Is it more difficult working with, quote, amateurs in a community group than a professional theater? Now, you do both, so you certainly know that.
Well, he's the director.
I would say that the biggest problem is they have other things that they have to do. It's a missing rehearsal. In a professional company, you always say, what's your motive? My paycheck. Well, the only thing you have is the good graces of the people. So at any given moment, at any rehearsal, somebody's going to be absent. So the biggest problem really is to get enough rehearsals where everybody is attending. Because inevitably the sentence is, well, I know my part. Then my comment is, well, that's true, but your neighbor doesn't know that you know your part. So that is probably the biggest problem.
You had an interesting expression. I know in the theater, the people who are working as waiters and bartenders and working in retail stores say that's their day job, and of course they're auditioning at the other time. You don't call it that at Vlog, do you? There's the real job and unreal job.
Yeah.
What was the terminology?
In real life.
In real life.
Real life, that's it, real life, that's it.
In real life.
Yeah.
Which is real life?
Real life. Well, I've always felt the theater was real life for me because I enjoy it.
I always said I did my work at my job in order to be able to go and do VLOG. That was always the way it was.
So talk about your professional career now. You've been doing an awful lot. And what do you do? Opera, light opera?
Opera and light opera, yes. And I tour a bit with that. In recent years, I've been doing a lot of guesting with guest orchestras all over as guest soloist, and doing varied repertoire with opera, operetta, and some musicals.
And you always come back here where you love it, right?
Oh, yes. Well, this, as I said, they said, well, why you want to do this now? And I said, well, it's time to feed my soul again. I'm doing this for my soul and for my mother.
Her mother said, now, Sara-Ann, you do this so that I can come and see you again.
This is, you're gallivanting all over everywhere doing things, and I want to come up there and see you do this. So I'm doing this.
And talking about love, one of the shows that I liked very much was Most Happy Fella, and it was really great. I loved it on Broadway.
That was with Harry again, the same tenor.
He was in the show.
That's right.
But,
he had played the lead.
The bit that we have does not feature him. Actually, this video, I should point out, is taken from the back of the theater. It's an actual performance, and so it's not any cuts or additions, and you really can feel what's going on. And this particular number I liked it in the show. Originally I liked it when I saw it at Vlog, is Big D. And
fun.
That's wonderful. That has
And-
Rodney's in that. He's
so
wonderful.
so we'll take a look and
Rodney
see.
and Debbie.
And Debbie, yes.
And a cast of thousands. We'll take a look at it.
Great.
Would you mind saying that again?
I said even now.
Mister, you got a way of saying that puts me in a friendly state of mind.
Would you mind saying that again? I mean friendly stay. Sister, you got a way of saying friendly stay. That gives me the impression you're my
And I'm a very happy fella after listening to Big D. Kind of makes you want to go down and then spend some time in Texas
That's wonderful.
after seeing that. But there's that exuberance that you see there. And I'll talk about exuberance. One of the things that I like is, again, sitting out in the orchestra, in the orchestra, and not playing in the orchestra, but sitting in the orchestra.
Good,
And the curtain goes down, and there's a great big cheer from behind the curtain. So everybody is so happy. I don't know if they're happy because it's over or happy because they made it.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. And there's something else that happens too. If you stick around long enough, as soon as that curtain comes down and you hear that wild cheer, the side doors open and the cast comes streaming into the auditorium
to meet all their friends.
to meet
right?
all their friends and hug everybody.
I see that all the time.
Yes.
I hang around for that because I know
It's a
so many
real
of the
love
people.
affair. A love affair with the audience.
Yeah.
Great.
One of the things that I learned in amateur theater, they told me a long time ago, was not to ever step out of character, never appear in the audience with in costume.
Your makeup on.
But that goes on there.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the thing that we really want to talk about is the Merry Widow. Of course, tickets are sold. They're sold through the organization, right?
Exactly.
And we should give the telephone number that people can call
That
for
would be
ticket
nice.
information. What is the number? Which of you is going to do that?
212-279-4200.
Okay, would you repeat that, Sara-Ann?
Yes, 212-279-4200.
Great. And just for anybody who didn't have a pen or pencil handy, we'll put that up in the closing
That's
credits.
wonderful.
So
Thank
that'd
you.
be great,
We really
yes.
appreciate that.
and one of the things that I wanted to ask you is you've conveyed so much of this wonderful feeling about this group that what do people want to join? Now, it's called Village Light Opera, but people are from all over. They come from everywhere. You don't have to live in Manhattan. You don't have to live in Greenwich Village in order to be part of this.
Just have to be able to get there.
Just have to be able to get
Yes.
there. And so how does one do that? Call this number, or
You
is
can call that number for information. And if you want to come down to see the shows. and
They have
see
cards.
Their
Just come
cards
fill
in
out.
the lobby. We have a fully functioning and an excellent guild that works, and a membership committee also, and you'll come down and meet people. And we not only just performers, there are people who come down just specifically to work on costumes, to handle the box office.
So there's so much that can be done. Well,
Everything.
it's been so great for you to come here, and it's been a wonderful show, and I thank you both. We've run out of time, and I congratulate you and give you best wishes. I'm Norman Liss. The name of the show is The Way to Go. The Village Light Opera Company is great vlog. It's the way I remember it. Go see it. Go enjoy it. Until next week at the same time, enjoy yourself.